From the big and bulky walls to the fast and hard-hitting monsters, Steel types have been a very fun typing throughout the Pokemon games. Every generation tends to pump out a lot of unique ones, my favorite of course being Lucario. But today, I'll be beating Pokemon Black 2 using only Steel types. There's a couple of threats with this mono run that we need to be cautious of, but we do have a good variety of mons to test out for team building. I have a set of rules, of course, to make this run a lot more challenging, and, of course, be sure to subscribe if you can. I'm trying to reach 10K, so, hey, every little click counts. So, of course, at the start of the game, we do have a little small problem, but I just wanted to be a little different, because when I see other challenges with the Steel runs, it seems to kind of go the same way almost in every playthrough. Out of the 3 starters we have, none of them turn to Steel, unfortunately, so I was looking around and I found a old event for Pokemon Black 2 that apparently gave you a level 15 Piplup, which sounded great because we get a Polion which has amazing stats. The only issue I have with this Piplup is it has Hydro Pump with it, and I don't want to cheat. I'm going to be real with you. That's really dirty at the beginning of the game. So I decided to just make it level 5, of course, and got rid of all of its OP moves as an event Pokemon. So it's just a normal Piplup, just a little boy. I failed to name it TC Nick too. I could have gone with that meme. I apologize. But of course, our first Steel type is actually in the ranch. And funny enough, the first encounter I had in the ranch was a Riolu, which is awesome. We catch it and we name it Skittles. I don't know why, but yay, taste the rainbow. We're gonna be punching everything, so they're gonna be tasting something, right? But what makes this mon so busted is it actually is a happiness evolution, which is great, but also kind of rough because if I researched a little bit, apparently it takes around 37,000 steps to evolve Riolu. That's about, I believe, 3 Beldum eggs. And it has to be during the day. Now, hear me out. I'm on a time crunch, we all got jobs and stuff, so I did a little bit of tweaking just to make it a little faster. I tried to run a little bit. It was tough. My legs were hurting, but we did get a Lucario really early, and those stats are disgusting for just not even fighting the first gym yet. And because we have a 525 total base stat Pokemon at the beginning, our rival doesn't do anything. Even if he has a Tepig just to make it harder, he ain't doing none with that. That thing is gone. And you know what else is gone? The first gym, because, it's just normal types. And of course, Lucario being a fighting Steel type, he doesn't have a move yet, just has quick attack, but still, even with that, they don't do nothing to this man, and it's over. And honestly, as a reward, we get Work Up, which works with Lucario, and Bianca gave us Return for a happiness Pokemon. That is, whoa. Pretty much, we're almost like, pretty high on our happiness already, so Return's going to be doing way too much damage, and then Work Up just makes it worse, so it's going to be a clean slide for a bit, We're already heading to Burbank City, and we're actually going to the complex because we actually have just one more encounter we can get before the second gym, which is awesome, and that is Magnemite. We name it Santa, and I'm not gonna lie, these stats are kind of crazy too, and luckily we kind of get this Pokemon mid-game later, so you'll get to see where, but it's a 10 out of 10 pick for us because we'll need it eventually. And I'm not gonna lie, this second gym is actually gonna be probably one of the easiest fights for us because it's poison. And as we all know, poison don't do anything to Steel types, like at all, like none, nada, no damage. So I guess, Piplup gets to evolve early without having to do anything yet, so that's really cool. We get to almost get closer to Empoleon, hopefully. And of course, with the Rocks fight, really not much to it. We just did 2 workups, and then we just swept both our Pokemon with Return. Just like I said, this is going to be some early sweeps for a little bit. But just like that, we already had 2 badges. My team is already looking kind of nasty with the Steel types. I'm not going to lie to you. That might be the new Colress around here, I'm just saying. Oh, and daily reminder that Pokestar Studio is the worst thing ever introduced in a Pokemon game. I don't care about your movies. I don't care about your green screen. Get this trash off the goddamn... And so now we head to Castelia City. And just like I said before, we're just jumped into the 3rd gym because for a while, we are not going to be getting another, member on our team. I think we're locked out for 2 more badges. I think it's rough. It's rough. But of course, we have the Bug Gym, which obviously is not a threat either. They can do a little bit more than poison, but in all honesty, no damage. But of course, we work up 3 times, 1 shot first 2 months. And then now that we leveled up enough, we have Force Palm, which just destroys a Dwebble. He just keeps trying to heal, but it doesn't do anything for him. So we got our 3rd badge, easy peasy. What else is easy is also the Culver's fight, which I know he is a steel user, sorta, and I was kind of excited, but then I realized our team just kind of outweighs him for a long time. I don't know if it'll be a challenge ever. I'm just gonna take his occupation at this point. I could rock some blonde hair maybe. The Bossa City is next, and luckily, before the 4th gym, we get to evolve our Magnemite into Magneton, which is wonderful. And what's even better is Lucario at the right timing, right before the electric gym, gets Bone Rush, which is just going to make this even more easy than it should be. So of course we go into the fight with Elisa next, and right on the get-go, we just go for an instant return on her Emolga, which one-shots with a crit, and then afterwards we land 3 Bone Rushes at the same time. Crit as well, didn't rip the Zepstrika's berry and still killed it in one go. It was very embarrassing. And then what's even more embarrassing is the Flaffy also got 2 hit by Bone Rush, which is, I'm feeling kind of lucky. I'm feeling like a Mario Party game's coming up soon, you know? But that was the 4th gym done, just like that. And we got Volt Switch, which is amazing for Magneton. Next, we head to Driftvale City, and this is where the run goes completely, not a 180, but it's gonna be a challenge. Our next fight, of course, is with Clay, and as we all know, Clay don't fuck around. Like, he will beat your shit in. Unfortunately for me, I have something that he can easily destroy me with, because I have steel types, he's got ground. I'm kind of a little nervous here. So right at the beginning, he brings out his Croc, intimidates me, and you know, Lucario with Intimidate is not gonna really do well. So I'm gonna switch him to Santa to sack him. He can't really do much here. It's not looking good. He's an electric type with only electric moves. He's just dead weak. He does land a Sonic Boom though, which is really nice. I will say he did good there. He did good. Lucario comes back out and finishes off the Croc with a Force Palm luckily, so we got one threat out of the way. Next is sadly the Sand Slash, and you know, I can't really do much about this, so we just go for 2 returns, and then of course the Sand Slash kills us with Bulldoze. We were too slow, and yeah, it's looking rough already. Prinplup comes out and finishes it with a Brine, which is this new move it got from leveling. And finally, the Excadrill. And this thing is nasty, because it starts going for a slash and just chunking me. And Brine does actually do a lot of damage, but unfortunately it does pop its Citrus, meaning I don't know if this is a high roll or crit situation. It's looking a little rough. But I have no choice, so it goes for another slash and leaves my Prinplup at 10 HP. And when we go for the Brine, it finishes it off with, I guess, a high roll. It wasn't a crit, but I will take it. I'm not complaining. We barely won. No losses yet. I'm happy. And as a reward, I got served for Prinplup. Just as a good job for him, you know. Good job, buddy. You carried me. You carried me. We go to Mistralton Cave next, and we go and look for an Aeron, which is a good mon. I probably won't use it a lot because it's a rock and steel type. I'm not a fan of 4 times weaknesses that much, so it's just good to have on the team. We also get to evolve it into Lairon instantly, so you know, it's a bulky mon in the back for us. But what I'm excited for is Chargestone Cave. Now, Chargestone Cave is an amazing spot if you're doing both a electric run or a steel run, and here's why. Magneton can evolve here if he's in the location and levels up, meaning we get a Magnezone now. We now have 2 fully evolved OP steel types on our team. We are already cooking. It gets even crazier because now we can also find a Pharaoh Seed, which I love Ferrothorn. Look at them stats. That dude, he cooking. He's nasty. It's gonna be great for finishing stuff off. And of course we have Drillbur, which look at them stats. He's a mon. He's gonna be nasty, especially when we get Sora's Dance. He'll be sweeping stuff. But because of that, now we have actually a full team of 6 of steel types. So I'm already ready to go for the next area. And that next area is Mistralton City, where we get to evolve Drillbur into Excadrill, and we get to finally get our Prinplup to Empoleon. It's crazy how just one area can just instantly make your team just super strong in certain Pokemon games. And I feel like Chargestone Cave is that spot for steel types. Next, we had Skyla. And honestly, it's really not that bad. It's just flying types against steel types, which sounds pretty, you know, not that scary. But it is a weird one. We start with Magnezone against her Swoobat, and we just, of course, one-shot it with Volt Switch. I switch into Excadrill while she brings out her Swanna, which is kind of a misplay on my part, because Drill almost kills it with Rock Slide, while almost dying to a Bubble Beam at the same time. And sadly, it does pop the Citrus too. So I go ahead and switch to Pharaoh Seed, get Air Slash Flinch, which is not really cool in my opinion, but it misses next turn, and I go for a nasty Self-Destruct. and he doesn't fucking kill it. Look at that health, man. It was right there, bro. But he did get it low, so I'm not complaining. He is a little seed. Zone comes out. He's got a little hyper potions, but it doesn't matter since Volt Switch will one-shot it no matter what. And we switch into Empoleon afterwards. And her last mon, Skarmory, comes out, and the battle's pretty much over because all we have to do is surf twice, and it is GG. We now have our 6th gym badge. Next is Lentimastan. I don't know where that accent came from, my bad. The first thing we do here is we actually go to Reversal Mountain outside of it, and we find a Skarmory. Now Skarmory obviously is just a great pick all around, doesn't need to evolve, and his stats are pretty good, especially for being a flying steel type. Protects us from ground stuff like Earthquake, which is awesome. We also then evolve our Pharaoh Seed into Ferrothorn so we can corruptly self-destruct and kill something, right buddy? And then we have to do the grind at Reversal Mountain, and let me explain. Throughout Pokemon Black and White 2, there are a lot of move tutors that all take different shards. There's green, blue, red, and yellow shards. If you have a certain amount of shards, you can get move tutor moves which are honestly like really good. You get things like Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, you know, just all kinds of different moves, which is great. And there's only 2 places you can grind these, and that is Reversal Mountain and Relic Passage. And all you gotta do is run around from Max Repel looking for dust clouds. That is it. Now I needed quite a bit of red shards because I wanted to give Lucario Ice Punch for in case I needed to fight dragons later, which of course we will. So I spent a good like 40 to 50 minutes just grabbing all kinds of shards in Reversal Mountain. It was pretty expensive. But then I looked up and I saw that there's a man in the Nimbasa Pokemon Center that will just give you 10 shards. This wonderful human being right here just gives you 10 shards. So I was able to get Lucario Ice Punch, and we move on. Next was Opelucid City, and that is our 7th gym fight. Now Drayton's team is a little bit more scary because they are dragons, which we do resist dragon itself, but I believe most of them have a fire move, so it's a little bit more scary for me. In the beginning of the fight, he leads with Druddigon while I lead with Excadrill, and I just go straight for Swords Dance, which we got from leveling, while he goes for Revenge, getting me to about half health. Luckily, Earthquake one-shots Druddigon, and then of course, Flygon comes out next, and shocked to me, outspeeds Excadrill sadly in Earth powers. But see, I was ready for this. I get Lucario to come out, and I just Ice Punch that Flygon right off the bat, and it one-shots. Sometimes the grinding is pretty worth it, you know, even if it takes a lot of time. Haxorus, his ace, comes out next, and it just starts dragon dancing. I was kind of scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I just started trying to Ice Punch it, got it to half, but of course the Citrus Berry activates. Now, you know what's scarier than 1 dragon dance? 2 dragon dances, because this thing does it again. And I have to keep going for Ice Punch, because at this point, I don't want it to like have a moment to attack me. And of course, it doesn't kill, and it heals with a hyper potion, which then I am now terrified, because guess what? It's ready to kill me. But oh, don't worry, it surprisingly choked. I'm guessing it went for some negative priority move like Revenge, because somehow it was slower than me, and it allowed me to finish it off. I wish I could explain that. That was, damn. You sure you're a gym leader, man? Like, what was that? Next is Humilo City, and this is yet another spot that we're going to be using the move tutor here, and that is for Drain Punch for Lucario. I really wanted this because it's such a great stab move, and you heal from it, and this is great for sustaining since I can't use consumable items. So we're back at it with the grind again, except this time we go to Relic Passage, which felt like a lot more useful because I was getting a lot more shards than normal. But after about an hour or so of grinding, we got enough yellow shards, and we were able to get Drain Punch. I also had a lot of leftover reds while looking, and I put Iron Head on Excadrill and Skarmory and Driftvale. My team looked a little competitive. Y'all be careful. Don't see me on the Wi-Fi because it's down. The Wi-Fi is pretty much down. Next was his 8th gym fight, and I'm gonna be real, Ferrothorn made this like the easiest thing in the world. Like, all his mons were pretty much getting one-shotted by Power Whip, which we got again from leveling, and yeah, it was maybe a 2-minute fight. It was sad. But that was all our gym badges, so now we're on to the next part. We head to the Plasma Ship, where we fight a bunch of Neoplasma dudes that can't do anything this whole playthrough since they usually just use normal and poison types, which is hard counter, so that's fun. Even the Sage was easy since apparently he uses ice types. I don't know what's going on with this team. But yeah, after we do that, we gotta chase this dumbass ship all the way to the Giant Chasm. Guess a bunch of passwords I looked up on the old gaming forum. Yeah. And then it was time for the Chorus fight, which not really exciting fight. I really wish it could have been a steel versus steel thing, but one, he cheats. He's got like Seismitoad, and yeah, now that I got Sword Stance on Lucario, Drain Punch pretty much one-shots everything, so yeah, good game. But next was the final big boss fight, Kyurem and Gestas. Kyurem absorbs Zekrom, but doesn't make him stronger in any way because Ferrothorn just comes in and makes quick work with him. Ironhead and Iron Barbs made this look like, yeah, not even legendary, so that was fun. Gestas, though, is a whole nother situation, because this man's team is pretty terrifying. He, of course, leads with the Coffin, which I'll be in soon, while I lead with Ferrothorn. Now, his team is full of threats, because a lot of them have either fire moves or just generally terrifying, and I'm mostly scared of his Hydreigon. But luckily, the Coffin ain't that bad, because we just two-shot it with Power Whip. His Electros, though, is one of those threats for sure, because this thing, like I said, has Flamethrower, and that's what he does, taking down Ferrothorn. I bring in Skittles next, and I start to do Sword Stance, and I sorta eat the next Flamethrower, kinda. But luckily, because of the sustain from Drain Punch and him just going straight for full restores for no reason, we were able to kill the Electros with still a lot of health left. Next, of course, was Seismitoad, which is a threat too, but yeah, we just one-shot it. It was no biggie. His Drapion comes out next, which sorta easily goes down with a Bone Rush. No biggie either. He pops out the Toxicroak next, which also gets shredded by Bone Rushes. And then the Hydreigon, which I know for a fact has Flamethrower. But luckily, we outspeed. And of course, it being Dark type, we one-shot it with a Drain Punch. And we win the battle. I'm shocked. I've always been terrified of Gestas fights. It's about time we do head to Victory Road though, and we need to talk about this because we now have access to Giant Chasm. I forgot to mention this at the very beginning, but just like the Piplup event, I had actually grabbed another event Pokemon just for the fun of it on accident. I was testing Wi-Fi stuff with like custom servers and I saw a mystery gift and I grabbed it and it was a shiny Metagross event. Now I know it's a legit one, I'm not sure what year it was, but you can actually get a Metane in Giant Chasm if you look hard enough. So I just decided I'll use a shiny Metagross. It's here. I usually don't, but hey, who doesn't just use a shiny that's in this box, you know? So Metagross replaces Skarmory, and we are ready for the next area. And by next area, I mean the final rival fight, which I did pick Imbor for him because I thought it'd be a lot more scary, but yeah, that didn't go well. His Semi-Pour was more scary than Imbor, which I don't know how that works out. That's rough. But to the true fight, the Elite Four, that is what I'm scared of right now. I always go the hardest to easiest just to see if I can even take down the hardest things. So of course, the Marshall fight is first, and he loves fighting types. This is a fight I've been dreading for a bit because I didn't really have an answer. But now that we have a Metagross all of a sudden, I feel pretty good. Of course, we lead with Metagross, and yeah, we just start trying to spam Zen Headbutt on everything, which it nearly one-shots the throw while he goes for a weak Rock Tomb, and we have Clear Body, so the speed doesn't go down, which is awesome. So it goes out with no problem. Mean Shout comes out and attempts to bounce, and luckily he doesn't get the para, and we were able to one-shot it too. Conquador comes out though, and Zen Headbutt pops its Citrus while Hammer Arm chunks us, but here's what happened. We missed the next Zen Headbutt, and of course, Meta goes down. You had one job, buddy. Just one little job, but it happens. Ferrothorn comes out and finishes it with the Power Whip, which is, hey, I'll take it. I'm glad. And his last Mon is Suck, which we were able to survive a Ferrothorn from a Brick Break, and then we were able to do a Power Whip crit, finishing the Suck. What's funny enough is I believe the Sock has Sturdy, so him hitting us first and then proccing the Iron Bars got rid of it, so we were able to just, you know, get it out of the way. It was nice. The next threat for us is Chantel, and Chantel doesn't really have a scary team except the Golurk and the Chandelier. Obviously both being counters to Steel, so let's hope for the best. We lead Extra Drill while she leads the Coffin. I don't know why I'm finding a lot of Coffins there. I think they haven't stopped me something. But luckily this thing doesn't have anything for us, because we were able to easily Sword Dance twice in its face while they just go for Shadow Ball. And yeah, we just start the one-shot everything. She even brings out the Chandelier to see if it could take us out, but we outspeed. And yeah, it was super easy, surprisingly. Caitlyn was next, and she's not really a threat since she has Psychic types. We just go with the same strat we did with Chantel and Swords Dance and sweep everything with Ironhead pretty much. She has a slow team that's mostly around tanking like special attacks, so it's pretty easy for a physical attacker in my opinion. And yeah, the Grimsley fight, it was next, and obviously we all know what happened. Lucario came out, Swords Dance once, Drain Punch, it was over. Like, it, you know, it is what it is. And then we were up for the final fight, Iris. Now, her team's actually pretty good if you look at it online. It's actually pretty stacked. And the one I'm scared of the most, of course, is the Hydreigon. Yeah, another Hydreigon with, I believe, Flamethrower. Now, funny enough, she actually starts with the Hydreigon, so I decided I was going to lead with Lucario. I go for an instant Drain Punch and almost one-shot it, while they also almost one-shot us at the same time. And because of them healing, we actually get to keep Drain Punching and healing off a bit and getting our health back. So, one big threat out of the way. Now, I need to shut up because Druddigon is next, and as we attempt a Drain Punch, they land a nasty Focus Blast and just destroy our Lucario, unfortunately. I really need to look up movesets apparently, because I didn't think he had a good special attack. Yeah. It's okay though, because Metagross comes for revenge with Meteor Mash and takes it out. She sends out Aggron next, which is easy. We have Earthquake, and yeah, that's gone. Poor boy didn't even have Sturdy, so 3 Mon's dead. But now, her actual ace is out, Haxorus, and she starts doing what I did, which is Earthquaking. Now, unfortunately, it does outspeed and does at least more than half, so I switch into Ferrothorn, which eats the Earthquake, and we just go straight for a self-destruct. I'm not messing around with this thing, and I'd rather lose 1 Mon instead of 3 to just this Haxorus. So, it does go down with the Ferrothorn, luckily. Archeops comes out next, so I bring out Magnezone to come play with it. It does a very weak Rock Slide while I just go for Volt Switch and get it to the red. And because of Defeatus, this thing is trash now, unfortunately. Meaning it does absolutely nothing to Empoleon, and yeah, we just surf it. She sends out her last Mon, and I keep forgetting about this, I apologize, but she hits me with a Thunderbolt on Empoleon, which just kills him. And that's my fault. I keep forgetting this thing gets that. I've never seen other water types except Starmie get it, so you know. Oh, and I guess Lantern. Okay, I'll stop. Anyways, Zone comes out again, and we just start discharging, and it gets it to half, luckily, with the first discharge. Surf does do more than half to us as well, but since Magnezone outspeeds, we go for another discharge, and we win the match. And that was our Steel-type run. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with this, and the power scaling was insane that we get just amazing final evolutions at the middle of the game, and I gotta be real, I was kind of scared of Clay, I was scared of Marshall, but in reality, I don't think we had a fear to worry about, you know? And I gotta say, if you guys want to try this run, I'd recommend it. It was very fun and fast. But anyways, for the next run, whatever comment gets the most likes for the next suggestion for our next type run, we'll go ahead and go for that one next. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.